barricades are going up now on 4 in The Refuge.
It may not have it all, no carpet wall to wall, or look like the homes in magazines. It may not be spick and span, it may not have a man or other labor-saving machines. It may be in a mess, but nevertheless it's a refuge when the world falls apart at the sea.
Refuge.
Ow, that's me hand, you daft brat.
For women. Would you like me to do anything?
No, then, don't tempt me, Mrs. Crichton-Crick. I'm easily aroused early in the morning. How about you, Hector?
Oh, I'm ready any time, Derek.
No, you just put the kettle on, Mrs. Crichton-Crick, and leave the heavy work to us.
Julia, get out of bed. The furniture's being delivered. I've no bed to get out of, Mother. My bed was stolen, remember? Now, please get dressed. I've got 2 men in the flat, and they're both rampantly oversexed.
Oh, how disappointing. I was expecting lusty young artisans with bulging pectorals.
Derek and Hector, my daughter Julia.
Is there room for a little one in there?
Maybe even a big one.
Well, what are you staring at? Get on with your work. You can bring my bed up next. It's the one with the brass bedstead and the William Morris overhead canopy. Go!
Morning. Morning, Julia. You look like a lavender bag. Ooh, is that the new sofa, isn't it? Lovely.
Oh, for God's sake, keep still, Dee. Oh, crack of dawn and my delicate body slept on the floor last night. I didn't close my eyes once.
Sorry. Are the children up yet?
I don't know, and neither do I care.
Oh, they're lovely children, aren't they, Helen?
Yes, of course they are. Julia, do try to be pleasant.
I'm incapable of being pleasant. I have a severe personality disorder. I blame it on my unhappy childhood.
You did not have an unhappy childhood. That's a wicked lie. If you continue to make these allegations, I shall take you to court.
You mean you go to law?
No, but her father can give her a good smacking.
Just like the good old days. Daddy would like to have been known as the hanging judge, but since the spoil sports repealed the laws on hanging, he had to be content with being known as the smacking judge.
Morning, Mona. Did you sleep well?
Yeah. For once I didn't wake up screaming.
Did Cyril often abuse you during the night?
Oh, really, Dee? Must you drag sex into everything?
Why, nothing to do with sex, worse luck. He used to jump into bed at 4 o'clock in the morning and put his freezing feet against me nice.
Terrible shock. William would do that if he was feeling randy. Rather like being cuddled by a corpse.
Is the kettle on? I ain't human until I've had my morning drink.
Oh, I so agree. Has anybody got a Bloody Mary? I refuse to discuss my smalls on a Saturday.
I'm not wearing any knickers because I've still got my pyjamas on. Hello, Your Honour.
Daddy!
Look, we're very neither of them in at the moment. Is there anything I can do?
Perhaps I'd better have a word with him.
He wants to know where you put his best wig.
Oh, let me see. I think it's at the back of the airing cupboard. Yes, I set it with my jumbo rollers and left it in there to dry.
Really, Mummy? You'll have him going into court looking like Danny LaRue.
He wants to know where the airing cupboard is.
Tell him it's the hole where for 30 years he deposited grubby shirts only to find them miraculously clean the next day.
Where do you want this, lady? I can't hold it much longer.
That's for Julia's room over there.
Right over there? Have to have a fag break first, Hector.
Anybody got one? Oh, well, I'll have to smoke me on then.
Oh, thanks, love. You tried to poison me. Where's the sugar?
How many do you take?
8. Haven't you got any ginger nuts?
Sugar? Biscuits? Really, Mother? You're going to let them get away with this?
Well, I ain't. That's my tea you're drinking.
Just my little joke. Come on, Hector, it'll soon be opening time.
Hello. again. He says his Ermine roast's got egg on it.
Oh, give it to me. William, it's Helen here. Did you find your wig? I'm not your little Chucky egg. Your little Chucky egg is running all down your front. How many times have I told you wear a tea towel?
I remember Saturday morning pictures.
Oh, yes, I used to love them. The Lone Ranger was my favourite.
No wonder you went into social work. Mine was Tarzan. That smooth brown skin and those glorious muscular buttocks.
She's talking about you again, Hector.
That man is hopeless. He just can't manage without me.
I don't blame him. Fine-looking woman like you.
It has nothing to do with my looks. He wouldn't notice if I grew a moustache.
I like a mature woman myself. Someone who's done the rounds a bit.
You're making us sound like a corporation bust.
No, it's natural. I mean, look at the animals.
We are. Bring me my bed!
Julia, you're behaving the way you do with your brother. Now stop it or you'll have to go into your room.
It's not fair! You always blame me, and it was always rotten Hugo who started it. Spoiled cream! Julia! Mummy's boy!
I'd love to do an item on this for my radio programme. It's classic sibling rivalry.
It's very unkind of you to make such remarks. You know I'm worried about him.
Are you worried about his Oedipus complex?
No, about his underwear. He's been exploring the African jungle for weeks.
I hope he's been eaten!
Yes, well, we'll be off now, then.
But you've only half finished. Only half the furniture's here. Where's Julia's bed?
Oh, don't worry about it. It's all taken care of. We bunged a bloke outside a couple of quid to finish off. Go on, Hercules.
Oh, you poor thing, let me help. Phew, it's jolly heavy.
Trust Julia to order a king size.
Accommodate several people.
All at the same time.
Certainly, I lead a very vivid dream life.
Are you all right? Oh, dear.
Take off his cap, he'll suffocate.
Cyril, I might have known.
Stop it, what are you doing?
Serves him right if he passes out. He ain't fit enough to lift a cup and saucer.
He might be really ill.
Well, I ain't giving him the kiss of life. He might take it wrong.
Help! Cyril, it's Helen. Can you sit up?
What happened?
You were carrying a bed and then you passed out cold.
Only difference is you usually wait until you get into one.
Bloody unreliable. We'll have that fiver back, Hector.
Oh, dear. All right, don't bother coming back. We'll manage without you. And this is Hugo with one of the jungle tribes.
Which one's Hugo?
The white one, of course. Cyril's the first black man I've ever known intimately.
They don't look very friendly.
Well, they are headhunters. I do miss him. He was such a helpless, dependent little boy. Very like his father. Heavens, I promised I'd bring back William. That was hours ago.
Please don't.
Didi, what on earth?
You said yourself he was a helpless, dependent little boy. You're just encouraging him.
Oh, it's a woman's role to encourage a man. They'd never get anywhere without us. And he's due at the county assize court half an hour ago. Now let me have that phone.
No.
How dare you tell me what not to do?
But don't you see, William's been telling you what not to do for
Well,
years.
that's different. He's my husband.
You've let yourself become a doormat. You can't be surprised if he wipes his feet on you.
Nonsense. I always made him take his shoes off as soon as he entered the house.
I was speaking metaphorically.
Well, I admit you may have a point about me being over-anxious, but the only time I left him to cry, he was sick all over his cot.
Isn't William a little old to be sleeping in a cot?
Not William, Hugo.
Oh, pure attention-seeking. Besides, that was 30 years ago. You talk about them both as if they were babies.
What do you think of this? I don't seem to be able to find the right place for it.
The lavatory.
What is it?
It's called Rêve d'Amour in Sable with Dewdrop.
It looks like a large stuffed aubergine.
Really, Mother, sometimes you're so naive.
Children, don't come out until I tell you. You can't put that thing up in here. You want to frighten me little ones to death?
I'm surrounded by provincial Philistines. Can't you appreciate a work of art?
Art?
man who needed glasses.
I see. So I suppose pictures by men are going to be banned as well, are they? We'll be burning books next.
Oh, don't be silly, Julia. We're in a smokeless zone.
No, but she's right. We're going to have to decide how far we're going to take this no men thing.
We haven't taken it anywhere yet. We've had 3 men in here this morning.
After all, we managed fine during the war.
Oh, what on earth are you on about now, Mummy?
Well, we did without men. We had to learn new skills. As a girl, I remember driving a horse-drawn plough.
She must be talking about the Boer War.
So, no men are allowed in, no matter what the reason. We just have to get on and do things ourselves.
Bravo!
When was the last time you changed a plug?
Last week, as a matter of fact. William's shaver went up in flames, so I stuck a plug on the bread knife.
He had a close shave, eh?
So, we're all agreed.
Certainly.
I don't mind.
Julia.
But what do you want us to do? Slit our wrists and sign a pact in blood? Oh, all right if I must, but I'm not giving up reading Geoffrey Archer.
Here's to us, and no men.
No men.
It's a telemessage. For you, Helen.
I bet it's from William wanting to know what a bus stop looks like. Oh. Oh, dear. It is from William. Return at once. Hugo sighted up a gum tree. Geldof trying to get him home.
Here is the news.
News is good.
News and views. News, and more news.
And latest news just in.
News, and more news. And latest news just in. News again. News, more news. And more news. News, and more news.
More news in just the news headlines.
News,
And more news.
The main points of the news again.
No news.
Bad news.
Delicious wine, Ian.
Guess where it's from? Excellent nose, good colour, fine claret, certainly. Wrong, I'm afraid, and far from fine Bordeaux in price. Nicola?
Well, definitely French.
Nope. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon from Bulgaria.
Bulgaria?
Yes, one of the world's leading wine exporters. Wine that fooled you all. Zdrave.
Bulgarian wine, an education in itself.
To enjoy life as much as you do today, plan your pension now. Turn to Norwich. Go to work looking forward to a good pension and a tax-free cash sum. Turn to Norwich. Help build a secure future for yourself and your family. Turn to Norwich Union. Ask your nearest independent financial advisor.
Glad to be of help.
We're sure you'll agree. For pensions, you're better off the Norwich way.
Oh,
I'm home, John. Where are you?
Sheba's been in the pond again, darling.
oh dear. Looks like she's brought most of the pond back in with her.
This is taking longer than the dog did.
Then we need Flash.
Flash is faster than ordinary liquids because used meat, it starts dissolving greasy grime on contact, on bars, on tiles, everywhere. Quicker, easier.
Sheba.
Flash liquid wipes out dirt in a flash.
Get down to these stores and see the new Fogarty combination quilt. 3 quilts in one for all year-round comfort. And the luxurious Fogarty Natural Duvet. Buy one now and get free pillows with every quilt purchased. So look for the Fogarty blue boxes. Fogarty, from Colourol, of course.
And the princess went back to Jamaica, and married a real wealthy prince. He had a set of real gold teeth and a pink Rolls Royce, drank a bottle of rum a day, and didn't slap her about. There. Okay, girls?
I found that quite enjoyable myself, Mona. It was a kind of Caribbean Mills and Boone tale. I quite lost myself.
Well, I hate to be a party pooper, but to be quite honest, I thought Mola's story was obscene.
Obscene? You think I'm filming little girls' heads with obscenities before they go to bed?
Obscene in the sense that it was blatantly sexist and racist and didn't relate to the infrastructure of their ghetto environment. What your little girls need are positive contemporary role models.
Now you lost me, Gil. You still speaking English?
Dee Dee is incapable of stringing plain words together.
You should be careful how you talk to Dee Dee, Julia. She's the only friend you've ever had or are ever likely to make. God help you. If you were ever the subject of This Is Your Life, the stage at the end would be extremely bad. Dee Dee, tell the children a story.
Only if Julia promises not to interrupt.
Oh, I shan't interrupt. I've switched off. I'm on a different plane.
If only it were Concord.
Once upon a time, there was an ugly princess who had an overwhelming desire to become a capstan operator.
What?
It's a sort of engineer.
She's simple in her ugly head.
Anyway, her father, the king, who was cruel and chauvinistic and hunted foxes, forbade her. He ordered her to marry a prince from the next country, and when she refused, he took away all her engineering tools and locked her up in a big high tower.
I hope she starved to death.
Yeah, serves her right if she did. Children got to obey their parents. Isn't that right, Helen?
Yes. What was the Queen's part in this little story, Dee Dee?
Oh, well, the Queen wasn't at home much. She was away, training for a career.
In public relations?
Why not?
So what happened in the end?
Well, as luck would have it, the prince turned out to be an engineering specialist, specialising in bridge building. So, they lived together fairly happily in a non-sexist, non-stereotypical, democratically structured relationship.
He didn't mind she's as ugly as sin?
No, as a matter of fact, he didn't.
He was blind.
This child's head's awfully hot, Mona. Feel it.
Baby, why never tell Mummy you was feeling poorly? She said nobody would stop talking long enough for her to say her piece.
I know exactly how she feels. My God, I shall be driven mad by all this female chatter. I'm going to my room, where I'm going to tweeze out the hairs on my legs one by one. And for that, I need to concentrate. Okay, understood? Women.
Julia thinks that female solidarity is a special sort of glue for fixing false nails.
She's got tonsillitis again. I've got to get the doctor out.
I'll call my bridge partner, Sir Bernard Fillingham Daish.
This is not the time for you to invite your fancy friends round, Helen. My baby needs a doctor.
Bernard is a doctor. He's the top man in his field.
What field?
Well, he's a venereologist.
And he's a man, so he's unsuitable on both counts. I know a superwoman doctor. She's amazing. She's ever so obliging, and she lives round here.
Oh, she sounds ideal. What's her number?
Hang on, she's in my file of facts now. What would she be down under?
Her name?
No, because I met her when I was doing a series of medical programs, so she'd be down under projects. Right, now, was she diabetes? No. Was she gallstones? No. Ah, here she is, leprosy. Dr. Mill?
No! She putting her nasty fingers on my baby daughter.
But not all types of leprosy are contagious. That was the whole point of my program, to dispel the myths, cut through the prejudices. Several ex-lepers rang in to thank me.
Well, Mona obviously didn't hear your program, Dee, and she's still chock-a-block with prejudice, so you better think again.
All she needs is some penicillin and keeping warm.
Christmas comes earlier every year. Brenda?
Helen? I just come to warn Mona that Cyril's been skulking about on the rooftops. Several eyewitnesses have sworn he was carrying a sack, which we believe may contain illicit firearms. So, if you will just evacuate the flat, please, I shall have a cordon of police marksmen around the house before you can say urban terrorists.
I ain't going nowhere. I got one of my kids sick with tonsillitis. She needs penicillin.
How old is she?
She's 8.
1 4 times a day.
Exceeding your responsibilities. You don't have medical qualifications.
You're splitting hairs, Helen. I have to go equipped into the community, don't I?
It's okay, Helen. These are the usual tablets. The woman knows what she's doing.
I've even got a pair of bolt cutters in my bag, removing children's eggs.
Really?
Yeah, from park railings. Saves calling the fire brigade out and diverting them from their proper function. Playing Space Invaders in the restroom. Decorating early for Christmas, aren't you?
Oh, the legs, yes, they were moving about earlier on.
So, you have reason to believe, do you, that inside the Santa trousers are living legs?
Well, yes, and as I no longer believe in Santa Claus, they must belong to somebody else.
An intruder?
Yes, normal visitors come to the front door.
Oh, isn't it cold in here? Shall we light the fire? We could toast some crumpets. Yes. I'm putting a match to the fire. Now.
Ah! No! I'm coming down! Don't touch me, Mom!
It's Cyril. Oh, I say, very well worked out. You should have immediate promotion to CID. Oh, stop that noise! Go away!
Unless somebody opens that door, I shall kill myself.
Open the door yourself.
Come on, Cyril, we've got your banter right.
Come on, Cyril, we know it's you.
Oh, it's you. Did you have to keep ringing that bloody bell?
Julia? Is it really you?
It was so dramatic. Of course it's me. What do you want?
I want Mummy.
Well, she's busy. Who is it, Julia? It's Hugo.
Already, but this morning he was in the jungle.
Well, this evening he's here, with half of it with him.
Oh, take over my legs, somebody.
Right. 1, 2, 3, pull!
You don't look like Mummy. You're an imposter.
He's off his head.
Would an imposter know Mummy's secret name for Hugo? A Huggy Buggy.
Huggy Buggy? Oh, God, I'm going to be sick.
I must sit down, Mummy. Can't we go in?
No, men are not allowed across the threshold, are they, Mummy? Excuse me, all make way for the prisoner, please.
Don't make me walk into the street looking like this, Brenda. Have mercy. I'll be the laughing stock of the betting shops.
Evening, all.
Evening.
Good evening. Mother, a cup of tea, I beg you. It's all that's kept me going for the past terrible months. A cup of tea, the Archers, the Oval, hot crumpets, Mrs. Thatcher. Oh, England. Why did I ever leave you?
You said because it was going to the dogs, as I recall.
Mummy, send Julia to bed. She's being horrid to me.
Hugo, I can't send Julia to bed. She's 32.
Keep your voice down.
Have you dropped him? You coming up the door closed? Oh, hello. It must be Hugo. Have a nice time.
It was hell. The monsoon, the dark, dank forest, the vicious insects, the vile indigenous people.
Shame. You should try Tenerife next year.
Awfully sorry to be a nuisance, but I think I'm going to pass out.
He's bluffing. It's his way of gaining entry.
We have to let him in. I can't deny my own child.
He is unconscious, Julia. He poses no threat.
Well, as soon as he regains consciousness, he's out.
They sure hate men. They're gone and killed one now. That's going too far.
Never mind, Hugo. You'll soon make lots of nice friends at the hospital.
Hardly
lovely, Dee Dee. As soon as he gets there, he's going straight into isolation.
I'll come and see you, darling, or I'll wave at you through the glass.
Mummy!
Thank God.
You're relieved it's going to the best place.
Know that the problem of Hugo staying here has been taken out of my hands.
By very, very. If he's given it to me, I shall sue. Cyril got away. I'm finished. He said he had to wee, so I turned my back to give him some privacy and he jumped over the wall. I radioed the station for help, but they didn't believe me. A half-naked black man wearing a false white beard and a Santa Claus jacket.
Yes, unbelievable.
You should hear him at the station. I've been put on animal duty.
Rounding up stray dogs.
No such luck. There's a panda on the loose. It could be a hoax, but you never know. I've come to warn Mona that Cyril's at large again. Is she up yet?
Up, out, home.
I bring you up on the ground. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. If you will let me come inside, I sing until the evening tide.
By all means, come inside. Brenda?
Look like the homes in magazines. It may not be spick and span. It may not have a mark or other labor-saving machines. It may be in a mess, but nevertheless it's a refuge when the world falls apart. At the sea.